Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, June 16th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the SPY IWMN triple Qs. And pretty decent Fed day. Actually, they even started before the Fed spoke. I mean, I say a lot. It's rare that we have a trend day that holds going into the Fed speaking it too. But not only did we have it with F period, well, once the Fed came out with that announcement, which was basically status quo, boy, did this market react negatively as J period absolutely ripped to lows. Maybe it was the wording. I mean, the Fed raised their short-term inflation target, but nothing's changed. They're not raising. Right now we're still looking at minimum of a year and a half to 2023. So the way this market just jumps on these things is pretty funny. It was still incredibly mechanical. J and K get down right to the 20-day moving average and bounce off it. L&M gets right to the upper end of the lower distribution and reverses. That was my best trade of the day. I'll get to that in a moment. Volume at least is average, 77 million right now with the after hours still to come. Very, very few reference points inside of today's range, so I expect a majorly ping-pong effect inside of today's range going into tomorrow. Very interesting. Triple Qs. Inside day down. And by the way, I'll consider us an inside day down too, because I consider us an inside day. They have an inside day down. They also go out with a double distribution day. They have single prints in E. Ours are in F. They end 7 wide. Russell. Look at Russell. They tested that 228.10 level. ABHI. J got below it, but that was it. Bounced right off it, never saw it again, and closed $2 off of it. So that's pretty impressive, actually, the way they keep rejecting it. However, I do think the more they keep testing it, the more they're testing fate. Now, as far as we go, a couple of changes now have taken place. We are now balanced in the weekly and daily. We were up in all three time frames, but now we're in balance. The monthly is still very healthy. The big question will be at Friday's close. Will we have an outside week up or down? Now, to compact that issue, we're going ex-dividend Friday. So you're going to add another $1 and whatever it is, 30 or 50 cents to whatever the dividend is, which means possibly could distort things, whereas we might have an outside week up and you don't get it because of the dividend, or we have an outside week down because of the dividend. But that remains to be seen for Friday. As far as my trading, I did not do much today, but I didn't do anything to F period. There was nothing happening for me in A, B, C, D, or E. Yes, you could have scalped within a 40-cent range, maybe shorts at B, D, and E's high, and longs at C, D, and E's lows. I just wasn't into that. I was like, there's just nothing here for me. F exploded to the downside prior to the Fed. We took out yesterday's low. I did not get on right away. But then I scalped 425 puts because the tempo was decent. Then I period opened. I period. G opened. We had single prints. I was looking to short. It never really got high enough where I wanted to take a short. And the reason was I still wasn't convinced at that time we would have single prints that hold. So I wasn't 100% sure, and that's why I didn't short G or H. And actually, in I period, I took a small long 422 calls that I made. We made a new low. It came back. I thought maybe we would get a chance. Didn't happen. Took them off. I made small on it, but nothing big. Then the Fed announced it too. SPY went down just under $3 in 1 minute on 2 million shares. There was no chance to get on. Unless you had a short prior, you weren't getting in. It literally went down $3 in 1 minute, and the options were spread ridiculously. So what do? I actually took a long when Jay got to the 20-day moving average. I said I'd look for an extreme move at a visual point to bounce the first time. And I bought the 419 calls. And they worked out because Jay held it and rallied back up. I was going to do it again in K, but I decided not to, but that would have worked. And then my last trade and best trade of the day. So what happened here? Market got short in the hole after the Fed announcement. K couldn't take out J's low. Once L took out K's high, what happened? Anybody who shorted J and K starts running for the hills, and then the FOMO buying happens. I actually took a very small 10-lot put when we filled I singles. And the reason I did small is, number one, I thought maybe they'd back off the first time, because they do, and just to see, I have something in my hand. And if not, I'm looking for the bigger play, which I got. Because the more it grinded up, I was like, well, I think now POC should get lowered. We're going to get F and G. I did not think we would fill the second set. Literally at L's high, I bought 100 puts. So I was long 110 of the 424 puts, and it started rolling over, and it turned out to be a very nice trade. Best trade of the day by far. I had a chance to do it again in M, and I chose not to do it, and that would have worked out just as nice. Could have done, if I didn't want to do 100 again, I should have done like 25, but I absolutely should have taken that 25 put play up here. But that's okay. I had the market read right, and that's what matters a lot of times. Destinations for tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll treat this as a double distribution day, trend day, 2 separate days. First destination is the single prints, G's high, 423.66, get filled at 424.05. C's low, which is 39 cents. Then we have today's high, 424.87, and then just the daily high, all-time high, 425.46, and the overnight all-time high, 426.21. Now, for the downside, we add nothing to today's low, 419.92, so over $2 lower. So expect major chop tomorrow. Then we don't have anything until 419.16. That naked POC from June 3rd, which I thought we had a good chance of getting, by the way, today, but did not. Single prints, 418.72, get filled at 24 cents from June 3rd. And you should have the others down to that other weekly low. So what did we do today? Well, let's go to the charts. Basically what we did is take some pressure off and alleviate. Look, just like the earth cleanses itself, the market does the same thing. We wiped out 5 lows. I think it was 4 daily lows and 1 weekly low. Wipe out all the week longs, and now we'll see if that's all they want to do. I still think the healthier flush will be down to the 395-400 level to fill the monthly and weekly gaps down there, and then balance from there, and then resume to all-time highs and maybe get stronger buyers in. But for now, if this is all the market wants to do, we'll see. Again, we're in balance in the weekly now. Plain and simple. Next target on the weekly would be 416.28. The upside target would be the all-time high. That's your balance. And then on the daily, and by the way, that was one of the weekly lows we took out. Last week's low to put us in balance. And here's the daily. Look at that. You can't get more mechanical than that, folks. Right off the 20-day moving average. Just jumped off the trampoline. Boom. Now we'll see tomorrow if it holds. It held today, not once, but twice when it got down there in J and K's time frame. Volume again decent, but nothing great. So what did we do? Look at all this, folks. That's all you did. You wiped out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 longs, including 6 lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lows, including a weekly low. That's the market cleansing itself. Now, do we trade sideways from here and then resume an upward move? Or do we get more selling and they take out today's low and we go from balance to down on the daily? Well, we'll see by tomorrow, and by the end of the week, we'll see what transpires. Hope you had a great day trading. Have a lovely evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.